Chapter 31. 1 Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, 2 Behold, I have called by name Bezalel the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah. 3 I have filled him with the Spirit of God, in wisdom, in understanding, in knowledge, and in all kinds of workmanship. 4 To devise skillful works, to work in gold, in silver, in bronze. 5 In cutting of stones for setting, and in carving of wood, to work in all kinds of workmanship. 6 Behold, I have appointed with him Oholiab the son of Ahisamach, of the tribe of Dan, and in the heart of all who are wise-hearted I have put wisdom, that they may make all that I have commanded you. 7 The tent of meeting, the ark of the covenant, the mercy seat that is on it, all the furniture of the tent. 8 The table and its vessels, the pure lamp stand with all its vessels, the altar of incense. 9 The altar of burnt offering with all its vessels, the basin and its base. 10 The finely worked garments, the holy garments for Aaron the priest, the garments of his sons to minister in the priest's office. 11 The anointing oil and the incense of sweet spices for the holy place. According to all that I have commanded you they shall do. 12 Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, 13 Speak also to the children of Israel, saying, Most certainly you shall keep my Sabbaths, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that you may know that I am Yahweh who sanctifies you. 14 You shall keep the Sabbath therefore, for it is holy to you. Everyone who profanes it shall surely be put to death, for whoever does any work in it, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. 15 6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day is a Sabbath of solemn rest, holy to Yahweh. Whoever does any work on the Sabbath day shall surely be put to death. 16 Therefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations, for a perpetual covenant. 17 It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever, for in 6 days Yahweh made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day he rested, and was refreshed. 18 He gave to Moses, when he finished speaking with him on Mount Sinai, the 2 tablets of the covenant, stone tablets, written with God's finger. Chapter 32. 1 When the people saw that Moses delayed coming down from the mountain, the people gathered themselves together to Aaron, and said to him, Come, make us gods which shall go before us, for as for this Moses, the man who brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we don't know what has become of him. 2 Aaron said to them, Take off the golden rings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them to me. 3 All the people took off the golden rings which were in their ears, and brought them to Aaron. For he received what they handed him, and fashioned it with an engraving tool, and made it a molten calf. Then they said, These are your gods, Israel, which brought you up out of the land of Egypt. 5 When Aaron saw this, he built an altar before it, and Aaron made a proclamation, and said, Tomorrow shall be a feast to Yahweh. 6 They rose up early on the next day, and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. Then the people sat down to eat and to drink, and rose up to play. 7 Yahweh spoke to Moses, Go, get down, for your people, who you brought up out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. 8 They have turned away quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made themselves a molten calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed to it, and said, These are your gods, Israel, which brought you up out of the land of Egypt. 9 Yahweh said to Moses, I have seen these people, and behold, they are a stiff-necked people. 10 Now therefore leave me alone, that my wrath may burn hot against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make of you a great nation. 11 Moses begged Yahweh his God, and said, Yahweh, why does your wrath burn hot against your people, whom you have brought out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand? 12 Why should the Egyptians talk, saying, He brought them out for evil, to kill them in the mountains, and to consume them from the surface of the earth? Turn from your fierce wrath, and turn away from this evil against your people. 13 Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, your servants, to whom you swore by your own self, and said to them, I will multiply your offspring as the stars of the sky, and all this land that I have spoken of I will give to your offspring, and they shall inherit it forever. 14 So Yahweh turned away from the evil which he said he would do to his people. 15 Moses turned and went down from the mountain, with the 2 tablets of the covenant in his hand, tablets that were written on both their sides. They were written on one side and on the other. 16 The tablets were the work of God, and the writing was the writing of God, engraved on the tablets. 17 When Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said to Moses, "There is the noise of war in the camp." 18 He said, "It isn't the voice of those who shout for victory. It isn't the voice of those who cry for being overcome, but the noise of those who sing that I hear." 19 As soon as he came near to the camp, he saw the calf and the dancing. Then Moses' anger grew hot, and he threw the tablets out of his hands, and broke them beneath the mountain. 20 He took the calf which they had made, and burnt it with fire, ground it to powder, and scattered it on the water, and made the children of Israel drink of it. 21 Moses said to Aaron, "What did these people do to you, that you have brought a great sin on them?" 22 Aaron said, "Don't let the anger of my Lord grow hot. You know the people, that they are set on evil." 23 For they said to me, "Make us gods which shall go before us, for as for this Moses, the man who brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we don't know what has become of him." 24 I said to them, "Whoever has any gold, let them take it off." So they gave it to me, and I threw it into the fire, and out came this calf. 25 When Moses saw that the people had broken loose, for Aaron had let them loose for a derision among their enemies. 26 Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp, and said, "Whoever is on Yahweh's side, come to me." All the sons of Levi gathered themselves together to him. 27 He said to them, "Yahweh, the God of Israel, says, every man put his sword on his thigh, and go back and forth from gate to gate throughout the camp, and every man kill his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor." 28 The sons of Levi did according to the word of Moses. About 3,000 men fell of the people that day. 29 Moses said, "Consecrate yourselves today to Yahweh, for every man was against his son and against his brother, that he may give you a blessing today." 30 On the next day, Moses said to the people, "You have sinned a great sin. Now I will go up to Yahweh. Perhaps I shall make atonement for your sin." 31 Moses returned to Yahweh, and said, "Oh, this people have sinned a great sin, and have made themselves gods of gold. 32 Yet now, if you will forgive their sin, fine, and if not, please blot me out of your book which you have written." 33 Yahweh said to Moses, "Whoever has sinned against me, I will blot him out of my book." 34 Now go, lead the people to the place of which I have spoken to you. Behold, my angel shall go before you. Nevertheless in the day when I punish, I will punish them for their sin. 35 Yahweh struck the people, because they made the calf, which Aaron made. Chapter 33 1 Yahweh spoke to Moses, "Depart, go up from here, you and the people that you have brought up out of the land of Egypt, to the land of which I swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, saying, I will give it to your offspring. 2 I will send an angel before you, and I will drive out the Canaanite, the Amorite, the Hittite, the Perizzite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite. 3 Go to a land flowing with milk and honey, but I will not go up among you, for you are a stiff-necked people, lest I consume you on the way." For when the people heard this evil news, they mourned, and no one put on his jewelry. 5 Yahweh had said to Moses, "Tell the children of Israel, you are a stiff-necked people. If I were to go up among you for one moment, I would consume you. Therefore now take off your jewelry from you, that I may know what to do to you." 6 The children of Israel stripped themselves of their jewelry from Mount Horeb onward. 7 Now Moses used to take the tent and to pitch it outside the camp, far away from the camp, and he called it, the tent of meeting. Everyone who sought Yahweh went out to the tent of meeting, which was outside the camp. 8 When Moses went out to the tent, all the people rose up, and stood, everyone at their tent door, and watched Moses, until he had gone into the tent. 9 When Moses entered into the tent, the pillar of cloud descended, stood at the door of the tent, and Yahweh spoke with Moses. 10 All the people saw the pillar of cloud stand at the door of the tent, and all the people rose up and worshipped, everyone at their tent door. 11 Yahweh spoke to Moses face to face, as a man speaks to his friend. He turned again into the camp, but his servant Joshua the son of Nun, a young man, didn't depart from the tent. 12 Moses said to Yahweh, Behold, you tell me, bring up this people, and you haven't let me know whom you will send with me. Yet you have said, I know you by name, and you have also found favor in my sight. 13 Now therefore, if I have found favor in your sight, please show me now your way, that I may know you, so that I may find favor in your sight, and consider that this nation is your people. 14 He said, My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest. 15 Moses said to him, If your presence doesn't go with me, don't carry us up from here. 16 For how would people know that I have found favor in your sight, I and your people? Isn't it in that you go with us, so that we are separated, I and your people, from all the people who are on the surface of the earth? 17 Yahweh said to Moses, I will do this thing also that you have spoken, for you have found favor in my sight, and I know you by name. 18 Moses said, Please show me your glory. 19 He said, I will make all my goodness pass before you, and will proclaim Yahweh's name before you. I will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and will show mercy on whom I will show mercy. 20 He said, You cannot see my face, for man may not see me and live. 21 Yahweh also said, Behold, there is a place by me, and you shall stand on the rock. 22 It will happen, while my glory passes by, that I will put you in a cleft of the rock, and will cover you with my hand until I have passed by. 23 Then I will take away my hand, and you will see my back, but my face shall not be seen. Chapter 34. 1 Yahweh said to Moses, Chisel 2 stone tablets like the first. I will write on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets, which you broke. 2 Be ready by the morning, and come up in the morning to Mount Sinai, and present yourself there to me on the top of the mountain. 3 No one shall come up with you or be seen anywhere on the mountain. Don't let the flocks or herds graze in front of that mountain. For he chiseled 2 tablets of stone like the first. Then Moses rose up early in the morning and went up to Mount Sinai, as Yahweh had commanded him, and took in his hand 2 stone tablets. 5 Yahweh descended in a cloud, and stood with him there, and proclaimed Yahweh's name. 6 Yahweh passed by before him, and proclaimed, Yahweh. Yahweh, a merciful and gracious God, slow to anger, and abundant in loving kindness and truth. 7 Keeping loving kindness for thousands, forgiving iniquity and disobedience and sin, and who will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children and on the children's children, on the 3rd and on the 4th generation. 8 Moses hurried and bowed his head toward the earth, and worshipped. 9 He said, If now I have found favor in your sight, Lord, please let the Lord go among us, even though this is a stiff-necked people, pardon our iniquity and our sin, and take us for your inheritance. 10 He said, Behold, I make a covenant. Before all your people I will do marvels such as have not been worked in all the earth, nor in any nation, and all the people among whom you are shall see Yahweh's work, for it is an awesome thing that I do with you. 11 Observe that which I command you today. Behold, I will drive out the Amorite, the Canaanite, the Hittite, the Perizzite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite before you. 12 Be careful, lest you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land where you are going, lest it be for a snare among you. 13 But you shall break down their altars, and dash their pillars in pieces, and you shall cut down their Asherah poles. 14 For you shall worship no other God, for Yahweh, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God. 15 Don't make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, lest they play the prostitute after their gods, and sacrifice to their gods, and one call you, and you eat of his sacrifice. 16 And you take of their daughters to your sons, and their daughters play the prostitute after their gods, and make your sons play the prostitute after their gods. 17 You shall make no cast idols for yourselves. 18 You shall keep the feast of unleavened bread. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread, as I commanded you, at the time appointed in the month Abib, for in the month Abib you came out of Egypt. 19 All that opens the womb is mine, and all your livestock that is male, the firstborn of cow and sheep. 20 You shall redeem the firstborn of a donkey with a lamb. If you will not redeem it, then you shall break its neck. You shall redeem all the firstborn of your sons. No one shall appear before me empty. 21 6 days you shall work, but on the 7th day you shall rest, in plowing time and in harvest you shall rest. 22 You shall observe the feast of weeks with the first fruits of wheat harvest, and the feast of harvest at the year's end. 23 Three times in the year all your males shall appear before the Lord Yahweh, the God of Israel. 24 For I will drive out nations before you and enlarge your borders, neither shall any man desire your land when you go up to appear before Yahweh, your God, 3 times in the year. 25 You shall not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread. The sacrifice of the feast of the Passover shall not be left to the morning. 26 You shall bring the first of the firstfruits of your ground to the house of Yahweh your God. You shall not boil a young goat in its mother's milk. 27 Yahweh said to Moses, Write these words, for in accordance with these words I have made a covenant with you and with Israel. 28 He was there with Yahweh 40 days and 40 nights. He neither ate bread, nor drank water. He wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 Commandments. 29 When Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 tablets of the covenant in Moses' hand, when he came down from the mountain, Moses didn't know that the skin of his face shone by reason of his speaking with him. 30 When Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moses, behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come near him. 31 Moses called to them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned to him, and Moses spoke to them. 32 Afterward all the children of Israel came near, and he gave them all the commandments that Yahweh had spoken with him on Mount Sinai. 33 When Moses was done speaking with them, he put a veil on his face. 34 But when Moses went in before Yahweh to speak with him, he took the veil off until he came out. Then he came out and spoke to the children of Israel that which he was commanded. 35 The children of Israel saw the face of Moses, that the skin of Moses' face shone. So Moses put the veil on his face again, until he went in to speak with him. Chapter 35 1 Moses assembled all the congregation of the children of Israel, and said to them, These are the words which Yahweh has commanded, that you should do them. 2 6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day there shall be a holy day for you, a Sabbath of solemn rest to Yahweh. Whoever does any work in it shall be put to death. 3 You shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations on the Sabbath day. For Moses spoke to all the congregation of the children of Israel, saying, This is the thing which Yahweh commanded, saying, 5 Take from among you an offering to Yahweh. Whoever is of a willing heart, let him bring it as Yahweh's offering, gold, silver, bronze. 6 Blue, purple, scarlet, fine linen, goat's hair. 7 Ram skins dyed red, sea cow hides, acacia wood. 8 Oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil and for the sweet incense. 9 Onyx stones, and stones to be set for the ephod and for the breastplate. 10 Let every wise-hearted man among you come, and make all that Yahweh has commanded. 11 The tabernacle, its outer covering, its roof, its clasps, its boards, its bars, its pillars, and its sockets. 12 The ark, and its poles, the mercy seat, the veil of the screen. 13 The table with its poles and all its vessels, and the show bread. 14 The lamp stand also for the light, with its vessels, its lamps, and the oil for the light. 15 And the altar of incense with its poles, the anointing oil, the sweet incense, the screen for the door at the door of the tabernacle. 16 The altar of burnt offering with its grating of bronze, its poles, and all its vessels, the basin and its base. 17 The hangings of the court, its pillars, their sockets, and the screen for the gate of the court. 18 The pins of the tabernacle, the pins of the court, and their cords. 19 The finely worked garments for ministering in the holy place, the holy garments for Aaron the priest, and the garments of his sons to minister in the priest's office. 20 All the congregation of the children of Israel departed from the presence of Moses. 21 They came, everyone whose heart stirred him up, and everyone whom his spirit made willing, and brought Yahweh's offering for the work of the tent of meeting, and for all of its service, and for the holy garments. 22 They came, both men and women, as many as were willing-hearted, and brought brooches, earrings, signet rings, and armlets, all jewels of gold, even every man who offered an offering of gold to Yahweh. 23 Everyone, with whom was found blue, purple, scarlet, fine linen, goat's hair, ram skins dyed red, and sea-cow hides, brought them. 24 Everyone who offered an offering of silver and bronze brought Yahweh's offering, and everyone, with whom was found acacia wood for any work of the service, brought it. 25 All the women who were wise-hearted spun with their hands, and brought that which they had spun, the blue, the purple, the scarlet, and the fine linen. 26 All the women whose heart stirred them up in wisdom spun the goat's hair. 27 The rulers brought the onyx stones and the stones to be set for the ephod and for the breastplate. 28 And the spice, and the oil for the light, for the anointing oil, and for the sweet incense. 29 The children of Israel brought a freewill offering to Yahweh, every man and woman whose heart made them willing to bring for all the work which Yahweh had commanded to be made by Moses. 30 Moses said to the children of Israel, Behold, Yahweh has called by name Bezalel the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah. 31 He has filled him with the Spirit of God, in wisdom, in understanding, in knowledge, and in all kinds of workmanship. 32 And to make skillful works, to work in gold, in silver, in bronze. 33 In cutting of stones for setting, and in carving of wood, to work in all kinds of skillful workmanship. 34 He has put in his heart that he may teach, both he and Oholiab, the son of Ahisamach, of the tribe of Dan. 35 He has filled them with wisdom of heart to work all kinds of workmanship, of the engraver, of the skillful workman, and of the embroiderer, in blue, in purple, in scarlet, and in fine linen, and of the weaver, even of those who do any workmanship, and of those who make skillful works. Chapter 36 1 Bezalel and Oholiab, and every wise-hearted man, in whom Yahweh has put wisdom and understanding, to know how to do all the work for the service of the sanctuary, according to all that Yahweh has commanded. 2 Moses called Bezalel and Oholiab, and every wise-hearted man, in whose heart Yahweh had put wisdom, even everyone whose heart stirred him up to come to the work to do it. 3 And they received from Moses all the offering which the children of Israel had brought for the work of the service of the sanctuary, to make it withal. And they brought yet to him freewill offerings every morning. For all the wise men, who performed all the work of the sanctuary, came every man from his work which they did. 5 And they spoke to Moses, saying, The people bring much more than enough for the service of the work which Yahweh commanded to make. 6 Moses gave commandment, and they caused it to be proclaimed throughout the camp, saying, Let neither man nor woman make any more work for the offering of the sanctuary. So the people were restrained from bringing. 7 For the stuff they had was sufficient for all the work to make it, and too much. 8 Every wise-hearted man among those who did the work made the tabernacle with 10 curtains of fine twined linen, and blue, and purple, and scarlet. With cherubim of skillful work made they them. 9 The length of one curtain was 28 cubits, and the width of one curtain 4 cubits, the curtains were all of one size. 10 He coupled 5 curtains to one another, and the other 5 curtains he coupled to one another. 11 He made loops of blue on the edge of the one curtain from the selvage in the coupling, likewise he made in the edge of the curtain that was outmost in the second coupling, loops of blue. 12 50 loops made he in one curtain, and 50 loops made he in the edge of the curtain which was in the second coupling, the loops were opposite one another. 13 He made 50 clasps of gold, and coupled the curtains to one another with the clasps, so the tabernacle was one. 14 He made curtains of goat's hair for a covering over the tabernacle, 11 curtains he made them. 15 The length of one curtain was 30 cubits, and 4 cubits was the width of one curtain, the 11 curtains were of one size. 16 He coupled 5 curtains by themselves, and 6 curtains by themselves. 17 He made 50 loops upon the edge of the curtain that was outmost in the second coupling, and 50 loops made he upon the edge of the curtain which was in the second coupling. 18 He made 50 clasps of brass to couple the tent together, that it might be one. 19 He made a covering for the tent of ram skins dyed red, and a covering of sea-cow hides above. 20 He made boards for the tabernacle of acacia wood, standing up. 21 The length of a board was 10 cubits, and the width of a board 1.5 cubits. 22 Each board had 2 tenons, joined to one another, thus did he make for all the boards of the tabernacle. 23 He made the boards for the tabernacle, 20 boards for the south side southward. 24 and 40 sockets of silver he made under the 20 boards, 2 sockets under one board for its 2 tenons, and 2 sockets under another board for its 2 tenons. 25 For the second side of the tabernacle, on the north side, he made 20 boards. 26 And their 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under another board. 27 For the sides of the tabernacle westward he made 6 boards. 28 He made 2 boards for the corners of the tabernacle in the far side. 29 They were double beneath, and in like manner they were entire to the top thereof, to one ring, thus he did to both of them in the 2 corners. 30 There were 8 boards, and their sockets were 16 sockets of silver, under every board 2 sockets. 31 He made bars of acacia wood, 5 for the boards of the one side of the tabernacle. 32 And 5 bars for the boards of the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the side of the tabernacle, for the far side westward. 33 He made the middle bar to pass through in the midst of the boards from the end to end. 34 He overlaid the boards with gold, and made their rings of gold for places for the bars, and overlaid the bars with gold. 35 He made the veil of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen, with cherubim, the work of the skillful workman made he it. 36 He made thereunto 4 pillars of acacia, and overlaid them with gold, their hooks were of gold, and he cast for them 4 sockets of silver. 37 He made a screen for the door of the tent, of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen, the work of the embroiderer. 38 And the 5 pillars of it with their hooks, and he overlaid their capitals and their fillets with gold, but their 5 sockets were of brass. Chapter 37 1 Bezalel made the ark of acacia wood. Its length was 2.5 cubits, its width a cubit and a half, and its height a cubit and a half. 2 He overlaid it with pure gold inside and outside, and made a crown of gold for it around it. 3 He cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them in its 4 corners, even 2 rings on the one side of it, and 2 rings on that side of it. 4 He made poles of acacia wood, and overlaid them with gold. 5 He put the poles into the rings on the sides of the ark to carry it. 6 He made the mercy seat of pure gold. Its length was 2.5 cubits, and its width a cubit and a half. 7 He made 2 cherubim of gold. He made them of hammered work at the 2 ends of the mercy seat. 8 1 cherub at the one end, and 1 cherub at that end. He made the cherubim on its 2 ends of one piece with the mercy seat. 9 The cherubim spread out their wings on high, covering the mercy seat with their wings, with their faces toward one another. The faces of the cherubim were toward the mercy seat. 10 He made the table of acacia wood. Its length was 2 cubits, its width a cubit, and its height a cubit and a half. 11 He overlaid it with pure gold, and made a crown of gold for it around it. 12 He made to it a border of a hand's breadth around it, and made a golden crown to the border of it around it. 13 He cast for it 4 rings of gold, and put the rings in the 4 corners that were on its 4 feet. 14 The rings were close by the border, the places for the poles to carry the table. 15 He made the poles of acacia wood, and overlaid them with gold, to carry the table. 16 He made the vessels which were on the table, its dishes, its spoons, its basins, and its pitchers, with which to pour out offerings, of pure gold. 17 He made the lamp stand of pure gold. He made the lamp stand of hammered work. Its base, its shaft, its cups, its buds, and its flowers were of one piece with it. 18 There were 6 branches going out of its sides, 3 branches of the lamp stand out of one side of it, and 3 branches of the lamp stand out of that side of it. 19 3 cups made like almond blossoms in one branch, a bud and a flower, and 3 cups made like almond blossoms in another branch, a bud and a flower, so for the 6 branches going out of the lamp stand. 20 In the lamp stand were 4 cups made like almond blossoms, its buds and its flowers. 21 And a bud under 2 branches of one piece, and a bud under 2 branches of another piece, and a bud under 2 branches of another piece, for the 6 branches going out of the lamp stand. 22 Their buds and their branches were of one piece with it, all of it one beaten work of pure gold. 23 He made it 7 lamps, and its snuffers, and its snuff dishes, of pure gold. 24 Of a talent of pure gold he made it, with all its vessels. 25 He made the altar of incense of acacia wood. Its length was a cubit, its width a cubit, it was square, and its height was 2 cubits. Its horns were of one piece with it. 26 He overlaid it with pure gold, its top, its sides around it, and its horns, and he made a crown of gold for it around it. 27 He made 2 rings of gold for it under its crown, on its 2 sides, on opposite sides of it, as places for the poles with which to carry it. 28 He made the poles of acacia wood, and overlaid them with gold. 29 He made the holy anointing oil and the pure incense of sweet spices, the work of the perfumer. Chapter 38 1 He made the altar of burnt offering of acacia wood. Its length was 5 cubits, its width 5 cubits, and its height was 3 cubits. 2 He made its horns on its 4 corners, the horns were of one piece with it, and he overlaid it with bronze. 3 He made all the vessels of the altar, the pots, the shovels, the basins, the forks, and the firepans, all the vessels of it made he of bronze. For he made for the altar a grating of a network of bronze, under the ledge around it beneath, reaching halfway up. 5 He cast 4 rings for the 4 ends of the grating of bronze, to be places for the poles. 6 He made the poles of acacia wood, and overlaid them with bronze. 7 He put the poles into the rings on the sides of the altar, with which to carry it. He made the altar hollow with boards. 8 He made the laver of bronze, and its base of bronze, of the mirrors of the ministering women who ministered at the door of the tent of meeting. 9 He made the court, for the south side southward the hangings of the court were of fine twined linen, 100 cubits. 10 Their pillars were 20, and their sockets 20, of bronze, the hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver. 11 For the north side the hangings were 100 cubits, their pillars 20, and their sockets 20, of bronze, the hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver. 12 For the west side were hangings of 50 cubits, their pillars 10, and their sockets 10, of bronze, the hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver. 13 For the east side eastward 50 cubits. 14 The hangings for the one side of the gate were 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. 15 For the other side of the court gate, on that hand, were hangings of 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. 16 All the hangings of the court round about were of fine twined linen. 17 The sockets for the pillars were of bronze, the hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver, and the overlaying of their capitals of silver, and all the pillars of the court were filleted with silver. 18 The screen for the gate of the court was the work of the embroiderer, of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen, and the length was 20 cubits, and the height in the breadth was 5 cubits, answerable to the hangings of the court. 19 Their pillars were 4, and their sockets 4, of bronze, their hooks of silver, and the overlaying of their capitals and their fillets of silver. 20 All the pins of the tabernacle, and of the court round about, were of bronze. 21 This is the inventory of the tabernacle, even of the tabernacle of testimony, as it was counted, according to the commandment of Moses, for the service of the Levites, by the hand of Ithamar the son of Aaron the priest. 22 Bezalel the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, made all that Yahweh commanded Moses. 23 With him was Oholiab the son of Ahisamach, of the tribe of Dan, an engraver and a skillful workman, and an embroiderer in blue, and in purple, and in scarlet, and in fine linen. 24 All the gold that was used for the work, in all the work of the holy place, even the gold of the offering, was 29 talents, and 730 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary. 25 The silver of those who were counted of the congregation was 100 talents, and 1,775 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary. 26 A beka a head, that is, half a shekel after the shekel of the sanctuary, for every one who passed over to them that were counted, from 20 years old and upward, for 603,550 men. 27 The 100 talents of silver were for casting the sockets of the sanctuary, and the sockets of the veil, 100 sockets of the 100 talents, a talent for a socket. 28 of the 1,775 shekels he made hooks for the pillars, and overlaid their capitals, and made fillets for them. 29 The bronze of the offering was 70 talents, and 2,400 shekels. 30 With it he made the sockets to the door of the tent of meeting, and the bronze altar, and the bronze grating for it, and all the vessels of the altar. 31 And the sockets of the court round about, and the sockets of the court gate, and all the pins of the tabernacle, and all the pins of the court round about. Chapter 39. One of the blue, and purple, and scarlet, they made finely worked garments, for ministering in the holy place, and made the holy garments for Aaron, as Yahweh commanded Moses. 2 He made the ephod of gold, of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen. 3 And they beat the gold into thin sheets, and cut it into wires, to work it in with the blue, and with the purple, and with the scarlet, and with the fine linen, the work of the skillful workman. For they made shoulder straps for it, to couple it together. By the 2 edges was it coupled together. 5 The skillfully woven band which was on it, with which to fasten it on, was of the same piece, of gold, of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen, as Yahweh commanded Moses. 6 They wrought onyx stones, enclosed in settings of gold, graven, as signets are graven, with the names of the children of Israel. 7 He put them on the shoulder straps of the ephod, to be stones of memorial for the children of Israel, as Yahweh commanded Moses. 8 He made the breastplate of the work of the skillful workman, like the work of the ephod, of gold, of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen. 9 It was 4 square. They made the breastplate double, a span was the length of it, and a span the width of it, being doubled. 10 They set in it 4 rows of stones, a row of ruby, topaz, and beryl was the first row. 11 And the second row, a turquoise, a sapphire, and an emerald. 12 And the third row, a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst. 13 And the fourth row, a chrysolite, an onyx, and a jasper, they were enclosed in settings of gold in their borders. 14 The stones were according to the names of the children of Israel, 12, according to their names, like the engravings of a signet, everyone according to his name, they were for the 12 tribes. 15 They made on the breastplate chains like cords, of braided work of pure gold. 16 They made 2 gold rings, and put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. 17 They put the 2 braided chains of gold in the 2 rings at the ends of the breastplate. 18 The other 2 ends of the 2 braided chains they put on the 2 settings, and put them on the shoulder straps of the ephod, in the front. 19 They made 2 rings of gold, and put them on the 2 ends of the breastplate, on its edge, which was toward the side of the ephod inward. 20 They made 2 other gold rings, and put them on the 2 sides of the ephod, underneath, toward the forepart of it, close to the coupling thereof, above the skillfully woven band of the ephod. 21 They bound the breastplate by its rings to the rings of the ephod with a lace of blue, that it might be on the skillfully woven band of the ephod, and that the breastplate might not be loosed from the ephod, as Yahweh commanded Moses. 22 He made the robe of the ephod of woven work, all of blue. 23 And there was a hole in the midst of the robe, as the hole of a coat of mail, with a binding around the hole, that it should not be rent. 24 They made upon the hem of the robe pomegranates of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and twined linen. 25 And they made bells of pure gold, and put the bells between the pomegranates, upon the hem of the robe, round about between the pomegranates. 26 A bell and a pomegranate, round about the hem of the robe to minister in, as Yahweh commanded Moses. 27 They made the coats of fine linen of woven work for Aaron and for his sons. 28 And the turban of fine linen, and the goodly hats of fine linen, and the linen breeches of fine twined linen. 29 And the sash of fine linen, and blue, and purple, and scarlet, the work of the embroiderer, as Yahweh commanded Moses. 30 They made the plate of the holy crown of pure gold, and wrote on it a writing, like the engravings of a signet, holy to Yahweh. 31 They tied to it a lace of blue, to fasten it on the turban above, as Yahweh commanded Moses. 32 Thus all the work of the tabernacle of the tent of meeting was finished, And the children of Israel did according to all that Yahweh commanded Moses, so did they. 33 They brought the tabernacle to Moses, the tent, with all its furniture, its hooks, its boards, its bars, and its pillars, and its sockets. 34 And the covering of ram skins dyed red, and the covering of sea-cow hides, and the veil of the screen. 35 The ark of the covenant with its poles, and the mercy seat. 36 The table with all its vessels, and the show bread. 37 The lampstand of pure gold, with its lamps, even with the lamps to be set in order, and all its vessels, and the oil for the light. 38 And the altar of incense, and its poles, and the anointing oil, and the sweet incense, and the screen for the door of the tent. 39 The altar of burnt offering with its grating of bronze, its poles, and all its vessels, the laver and its base. 40 The hangings of the court, its pillars, and its sockets, and the screen for the gate of the court. 41 Its cords, and its pins, and all the instruments of the service of the tabernacle, for the tent of meeting. 42 The finely worked garments for ministering in the holy place, the holy garments for Aaron the priest, and the garments of his sons, to minister in the priest's office. 43 According to all that Yahweh commanded Moses, so the children of Israel did all the work. Chapter 40. 1 Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, 2 On the first day of the first month you shall set up the tabernacle of the tent of meeting. 3 You shall put in it the ark of the testimony, and you shall screen the ark with the veil. For you shall bring in the table, and set in order the things that are on it. You shall bring in the lampstand, and light its lamps. 5 You shall set the altar of gold for the incense before the ark of the testimony, and put the screen of the door to the tabernacle. 6 You shall set the altar of burnt offering before the door of the tabernacle of the tent of meeting. 7 You shall set the basin between the tent of meeting and the altar, and shall put water therein. 8 You shall set up the court round about, and hang up the screen of the gate of the court. 9 You shall take the anointing oil, and anoint the tabernacle, and all that is therein, and shall sanctify it, and all its vessels, and it shall be holy. 10 You shall anoint the altar of burnt offering, and all its vessels, and sanctify the altar, and the altar shall be most holy. 11 You shall anoint the basin and its base, and sanctify it. 12 You shall bring Aaron and his sons to the door of the tent of meeting, and shall wash them with water. 13 You shall put on Aaron the holy garments, and anoint him, and sanctify him, that he may minister to me in the priest's office. 14 You shall bring his sons, and put tunics on them. 15 You shall anoint them, as you anointed their father, that they may minister to me in the priest's office, and their anointing shall be to them for an everlasting priesthood throughout their generations. 16 Thus did Moses, according to all that Yahweh commanded him, so he did. 17 It happened in the first month, in the second year, on the first day of the month, that the tabernacle was reared up. 18 Moses reared up the tabernacle, and fastened its sockets, and set up the boards of it, and put in the bars of it, and reared up its pillars. 19 He spread the tent over the tabernacle, and put the covering of the tent above it, as Yahweh commanded Moses. 20 He took and put the testimony into the ark, and set the poles on the ark, and put the mercy seat above on the ark. 21 He brought the ark into the tabernacle, and set up the veil of the screen, and screened the ark of the testimony, as Yahweh commanded Moses. 22 He put the table in the tent of meeting, on the side of the tabernacle northward, without the veil. 23 He set the bread in order upon it before Yahweh, as Yahweh commanded Moses. 24 He put the lamp stand in the tent of meeting, opposite the table, on the side of the tabernacle southward. 25 He lighted the lamps before Yahweh, as Yahweh commanded Moses. 26 He put the golden altar in the tent of meeting before the veil. 27 And he burnt incense of sweet spices on it, as Yahweh commanded Moses. 28 He set up the screen of the door to the tabernacle. 29 He put the altar of burnt offering at the door of the tabernacle of the tent of meeting, and offered upon it the burnt offering and the meal offering, as Yahweh commanded Moses. 30 He set the basin between the tent of meeting and the altar, and put water therein, with which to wash. 31 Moses and Aaron and his sons washed their hands and their feet thereat. 32 When they went into the tent of meeting, and when they came near to the altar, they washed, as Yahweh commanded Moses. 33 He reared up the court round about the tabernacle and the altar, and set up the screen of the gate of the court. So Moses finished the work. 34 Then the cloud covered the tent of meeting, and the glory of Yahweh filled the tabernacle. 35 Moses was not able to enter into the tent of meeting, because the cloud abode thereon, and the glory of Yahweh filled the tabernacle. 36 When the cloud was taken up from over the tabernacle, the children of Israel went onward in all their journeys. 37 But if the cloud wasn't taken up, then they didn't travel until the day that it was taken up. 38 For the cloud of Yahweh was on the tabernacle by day, and fire was on it by night, in the sight of all the house of Israel, throughout all their journeys.